Good morning, my dear class. Class, I welcome you again in grade 7. So, today we are going to discuss our second session of our chapter, The Forms of Religious Beliefs. So, in our first session, we had discussed that what is the meaning of Bhakti movement, and how Bhakti movement moves in all around the India, like in South India, then afterwards North India, then afterwards it can transfer the whole part of our own country, that is the Indian country. So today we are going to discuss our next topic, that is the Bhakti movement in Bengal. So the Bhakti movement in Bengal was influenced the Vaishnava Bhakti, and the Vaishnava Bhakti is totally based on the Bhagavata Purana, which is a glorified of a Krishna Leela and a Rajya Sabha Buddhism. Here there is a one poet, the name of that poet was Jayadeva. He was one of the earliest saints of the movement in Bhakti of Bengal, which composed of Gita Govinda in Sanskrit. If we can talk more about the Bhakti movement in Bengal, there was a two persons also involved here. That first one is the Chandidas and second one is the Vidyapati. They also wrote about the exotic relationship between Radha and Krishna. So the exotic elements in these are also inspired by the principally by the poet saints. Here the Chaitanya was regarded as one of the avatara of Krishna and was the most prominent Vaishnava saint of a Bhakti movement. So, all this is about the Bhakti movement in Bengal. If we can move further to our next topic, that how Bhakti movement influenced the Sufism of the Bhakti in India. So, the Muslims were called the Sufis, who did not adhere to be the conservative beliefs of Islam, and their instead emphasis towards love, devotion, and the other elements for the Bhakti movements. Here, there the most features shared by the Bhakti movement and the Sufisms were their disregard for our ritualistic practices, and they use the holy text. So there are also some scholars that are opinion that Sufism was an evolved form of Islam, which has a mystical learnings. So Sufism originated in Basra, Iraq, but they gained a widespread acceptance in India from the earliest time. So this is all about our how Sufism's influence on the Bhakti movement. If we can move further, there are some more Bhakti saints which play a very important role in the Bhakti movement. So our first one is the Kabirs, second one is the Tulsidas, afterwards the Guru Nanak Dev, then Mirabai, etc. So all this plays a very important role in the Bhakti tradition and saints. So if we can talk about the Tulsidas, a great Awadhi philosopher, and it is a composer. So Tulsidas is the author of the epic poem that is the Ramcharitmanas, the Awadhi version of a Valmiki Ramayana. So class, if we can talk about Mirabai, Mirabai was a Rajput aristocrat who was one of the most popular mystical singer of the Vaishnav Bhakti movement and a great devotee of the Lord Krishna. Here, Lord Krishna is related with the Krishna Bhagwanji. So, bhajans by Mirabai are popular and have been translated into many languages. And Mirabai praised Lord Krishna in a passionate manner and making it a very unique relationship of the Bhakti movement. So, this is all about our Bhakti movement, that how Bhakti movement is spread in all over the India. Firstly, it starts from the South India, then afterwards it moves towards the North India, then it can move in all parts of our country. I hope you can easily learn from this chapter that how Bhakti movements can revolve in all over our own country, that is the India country. So I request to everyone thoroughly read this chapter from a book. So enjoy your day. Have a great day ahead. Thank you, class.